The most valuable commodity I know is information. Wouldn't you agree?
Alright guys, back again. Get the International Harvester. It's the Cub Cadet. They call it the Cub Cadet Original. This is 1961. From what I understand, it's pretty rare to have the one with the rounded fender like that. It might be newer than that, but from what I understand, it is a 61 model, 77 horsepower. If you know otherwise, leave it down there and let me know if I'm wrong. But I don't know that much. I'm just learning from internet research because my brother gave me this because he parked it like 5 years ago. It did run. Just been sitting. So, you know me, I do some will it run kind of stuff. I like to revive old machines. Sometimes I like to just get them running. Other times I do like changing fluids. So obviously I'm going to give this thing the oil change. The actual gearbox change. This thing has a real transmission here. And yeah, it's pretty nifty. Heavy duty, kind of one of the first lawn tractors, really. Small lawn tractors. My grandpa mowed the lawn for like 50 years with this. Did all kinds of stuff with it. My brother wants it to wants to grade his yard, get it looking real nice, or level it. I'm not really sure. He has this rolling thing he wants to pull with it, and this thing's perfectly capable for only being 7 horsepower. From what I understand, they're workhorses. They're good machines. They got pretty low gears. He's got the mower deck. I believe he has some other accessories, but really nice mower, low hours. What's cool about it? Got a lot of sentimental value to me and my brother and other members of our family. Grandpa, you know, we have his last name, but for me, he was like Mr. Wizard. He's the guy. I actually worked on this lawnmower with him when I was a little boy. I remember him teaching me the difference between flathead and Phillips and going through this carburetor, which I'm gonna have to do. I remember, you know, the guy was just a wizard. He knew everything about so much. Look how good a shape he kept this thing in. His house was nice, had a ½ acre in a really nice neighborhood, raised a great family. But yeah, his hobby, had a ham radio station with a big tower, an electronics laboratory. He had 3 of them, as a matter of fact, in his house. He had one in the basement, one in the back room in the basement, and then one in the back room upstairs. So, and he had the Commodore 64 computer, which he introduced me to computers, which is freaking awesome because I was only like 5 years old in 1984, and I'm playing on a very high-end computer for the time and got just hooked on it. So he introduced me to that whole world, which I am very privileged to got in early, and you know, I was on the early internet, all due to him. And he bought me electronic sets, chemistry sets. And just is always teaching me things, you know, about electronics, and it's just so much stuff that this brings to me. So this is just great. Sorry, I'm a little off track, but so I'll get back to my projects that I'm working on. Old stuff, you know, I like my old stuff. Well, here's an old one. It's a Schwinn from the 50s. Some friends of mine graciously kept this for me for many years. Sold it to me for nothing, and basically scrap price. And it was because a mutual friend of ours back in my early 20s gave me one of these, or sold it to me, and it was awesome. I put like 10,000 miles on it. It was my baby until it got stolen from our job. And but it introduced me to these bikes. I probably, like I said, put about 5,000 miles on that bike, and it was just a blast. It was pretty similar to this. And now I've still, to this day, I ride electric bikes now. I rode those gas ones all the way till my early 30s. I broke my arm right before my son was born on one. And that was the last one after I jumped the entire street, crashed, it shattered my left arm. You know, as much as I like riding these things, I'm not going to claim I'm the best. I do have a lot of miles, approximately 50,000, but when I screw around, I'm not very good at it. So needless to say, I don't do much screwing around these days. So I still fall once in a while too. full speed, because I do ride full out, 30 miles an hour. That's just the speed that I'm most comfortable at. It's 30, 32 miles an hour. And I just rip everywhere on it. And this one I'm going to make into a hybrid. So you see that, I got that right there. That's a 1,000 watt or a 1,500 watt. I can't remember. Yeah, it's a 1,500 watt front hub motor. Have controllers. And I'm going to put it all in a backpack with the battery in the backpack with a pigtail that runs down. That way I can maintain the look of the bike. And we're going to ride it hybrid just a couple times to work, just for giggles. So that would be a fun project, you know. We'll put it back to original probably after I'm done dinking around with that. See some other projects, make some fire starter with that hemp there. We'll come over here. Oh yeah, Mercury 39. So I drove that all summer long. I probably got 100 hours, maybe even 150 on that bad boy. Run it full out for, I think the longest I ran that full out was 4 hours. So that's full power. You know, that tank's only 2 gallons. Super efficient. Runs perfectly smooth. But what's really cool about it, and I don't know if many people know it, but these old motors, but especially this thing, it can run at like 50 RPM. And it's just pop, 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 pop. That fast. This is just barely firing, and somehow, and it barely moves yet. It's almost like a, it's hard to explain, but it's like a 1/10 of a horsepower motor just pushing you through the water. It's kind of cool. And it's got a vibration, but it's very quiet when you do that too. It's troll mode. It's a setting when you turn this all the way down. But yeah, they don't build them like this anymore. This thing is, at full speed, it feels like a 5-horse. These are 5 horses. I got a summer out of this one. And then the impeller, actually got 2 summers out of this one. The impeller is still good, but iffy. I don't dare, because I got 1 summer out of the CB, and then I have a feeling that pump was going out because it felt like it was overheating. It was acting funny. Didn't want to blow it up, so that one definitely needs work. This is its twin sister. They're almost identical. You look at like their controls are the same. There's a lot of very similar, same size engine. Transmissions are the same. So anyway, those are good motors, but they're tank on board, and so is this one. I completely rebuilt that one. I only have 1 trip on this one. It started leaking fuel, kind of bummed me out, so I kind of kept that. Someday I'll work on her again. And that, just got to fix the recoil. I've only gotten that to run 1 time, and so that's a future project, probably video. I've got all the parts there in the bag. So anyway, I guess could talk all night. I don't know if you want to hear about my projects or not, but if you do, it's a 73 Suzuki TS 185. I got some videos about it. This one I'm making it into an adventure bike. I've got ammo cans of several different types that I'm mounting on the back here. I've got a headlight, gauges. I might pick up this 74 that has all the gauges and stuff, but maybe not. I might just go the aftermarket route. I'm not positive yet. I already got the aftermarket headlight because this was 6 volt and I'm going to 12 volt. I don't like 6 volt. And I also have a small sprocket for the back. This is aftermarket, kind of limits my top speed. And I'm going to get a steering dampener, maybe do some work on that front end because it's a little tweaked from me crashing it. So I crash everything, but that's neither here nor there. It's not old. Well, I mean, it's a 2004 now, so it's kind of old, but you might not have seen that. It's a 50cc. Fast 50cc, though. But anyway, if you like this kind of stuff, let me know. If you want to see the future projects, I will put up a video of me working on this for sure. Just have that for posterity. And thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Have a good night.